Stay in school, kids, learn to count. We are going to catch the flame charge on our own Swampert. This will draw out the opposing Swampert, and now we are still in a really tricky spot. We are one mud shot behind. We are looking to get the extra. We are getting an absolute shit ton of lag as well. You hate to see it. Let's see who wins CMP. We lose CMP. You already know that we've already made one catch in this battle. It is going to be time to pull out sacrificial swap number 2. Once again, we are counting fast moves. Up pops our switch timer and we sack the Beedrill. Do we manage to pull this game off? Well, you're going to have to watch the video to find out. So in today's video, I've been showcasing a lot of spice recently. It is time to bring out my busted Great League team, the team that I absolutely tear through the Open Great League with, which is going to be a Shadow Beedrill lead, Shadow Sableye on the save switch, and the one and only GOAT, Shadow Swampert, operating as the mighty closer. And we already know that he is the GOAT, the best closer in all of the Great League. I've run this team now for 10 sets this season, and every single one has been positive. And to be honest, I played these battles at like 3 in the morning. I did make numerous misplays, but this team is still busted as fuck. Getting into game 1, we pick up a great lead against Ferrothorn. I attempt to throw on alignment for no reason other than this battle is really dominant. We go for a denial, we do not get it, and as you can see, the opponent is going to have to go for Thunder to do any meaningful damage, if they're even running that. The opponent chooses to shield it up. This could be the Thunder, but either way, I couldn't give a fuck. It will not KO. The opponent goes for yet another power whip, and at this stage now I realise they must be super weak to Beedrill, so I come into Sableye with no intentions of shielding it up, as Ferrothorn is often paired with Azumarill. They actually come in to Talonflame. They're already down 1 shield, so I'm going straight for the Hail Mary of Power Gem. The opponent chooses to burn 2 shields. This puts us in a bit of a tricky spot. However, we make one more foul play. This is going to get the Talonflame really low. It does not KO, which is unfortunate. I am just going to come in with the Beedrill, soak the damage, and look to mudshot down with Swampert and close out this game. We come in with Swampert. Can we mudshot down? No, we cannot. The opponent was at 100 energy, so they could have thrown the bird. They actually go for a flame charge and look to save that Talonflame on 1 HP and a dream. Out comes the Swampert of their own. This Hydro Cannon will not KO. We are at the back-to-back, so this is going to be taking care of the Swampert. See you fucking later. Back out comes the Talonflame, and we mudshot it down and take that game. Off to a 1-0 start. Moving on into battle number 2, we pick up Galarian Stunfisk in the lead. Absolutely dreadful. We are going to save switch into Sableye, and the opponent is staying in. I'm attempting to throw on CMP to an Earthquake, and the opponent shields it up. I'm going to have giant cojones as always and call the Rock Slide bait. The opponent does bait us and now switch out into Trevenant. I throw on CMP. You might be thinking that's a bit of a strange play, but I don't want to give the opponent any chance of getting an extra. This now should mean we should win alignment. I highly doubt the opponent is willing to double shield. They do, and now they are going to look to farm down, and that, my friend, is an absolute fucking shit play. We aren't getting farmed down. We take him out, and the opponent concedes the match. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next one, we need Beedrill into Ninetales. You love to see it. The opponent is staying in and now switch out into Jellicent, so here comes Sableye. This should be a good matchup. We are going to get to these foul plays, and they are going to do big damage to the Jellicent. We draw a shield. We are going to look to shield up a potential Shadow Ball. The opponent actually throws an Ice Beam, so they must be on Ice Beam and Shadow Ball. You can see there, we got some lag. I'm really confused to how they're at 5, but either way, it is what it is. We can now commit to the farm down, and we leave with an absolute ton of residual energy. If Ninetales shall return, we are going straight for the Power Gem. Power Gem will be doing huge damage. The opponent lets it go. We snipe with Beedrill, and in the back is an Umbreon. This game is absolutely over. I've got no idea why the opponent is staying in, but we can play out if that is what they so choose to do. We are going to spam out these X-scissor. X-scissor isn't the best move, but does do decent damage to the Umbreon with 6 million HP. The opponent will not take us out with a foul play, and they're still staying in, so I'm just going to chat some absolute shit. This, my friend, is time to top left. They don't know what we've got in the back, but whatever it is going to be more than enough to take out this 1 HP Umbreon. And the fact that the opponent has wasted my time, I'm going to come in with Sableye and look to resisted Shadow Claw down. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we see another Ferrothorn. So you want to throw 4 poison jabs and then throw a move. However, as this is such a dominant matchup, you can attempt to deny. They need to go for a Thunder to do any meaningful damage. They're actually on Mirror Shot. So with that in mind, I am going to throw on alignment every time and practice my denial skills. Drill run lands. We sneak every time the opponent throws. They're also throwing on alignment, which works for me. So I again am going to attempt to throw on alignment, and this time we get a denial. This drill run will be knocking out if the opponent doesn't shield, which they do not. It actually didn't. It takes one more poison jab, but either way, we are going to say switch into Sableye to prevent our Beedrill from getting farmed down. The opponent is staying in, so I imagine they could have a fighter in the back, which would make a lot of sense. I am going to shield up this Stone Edge and see what the opponent wants to do. Even if they stay in, Shadow Sableye will start applying some shield pressure. The opponent's still staying in. They finally switch out, and there is the fighter. Toxicroak doesn't have the worst matchup here. It does resist all of our charge moves. However, we will get to 2 foul plays. This will get the Toxicroak into a range where I think I can mudshot it down. So the Toxicroak is quite loaded on energy. I come back in with the Beedrill just to soak it up. And now it's going to be time to one-shield Swampert and commit to the Mudshot farm down. We don't even have to shield, and this game is absolutely over. Bastiodon doesn't want the smoke from Swampert, and they concede the match. Moving on into the next battle, we see Scrafty in the lead. This is exactly where you want to see the Scrafty. I am going to throw an X-scissor on what should be a CMP tie to the foul play. The opponent lets it go. At this stage now, I am going to shield a potential foul play as Sableye really doesn't want to see this, and Swampert doesn't like the power-up punch users. So they come into a Drapion. I am going to stay in, throw a drill run to get my shield back, which we do. This is going to be a crunch. I know I will survive, but it is going to hurt. I'm unwilling to burn my second shield, and now I am going to switch out into Swampert. So I am going to go for an overfarm. I'm going to get to back-to-back moves, so Swampert can threaten that Scrafty if it should return. So now at the back-to-back Hydro Cannons, this Hydro Cannon will be taking care of the Drapion. What does the opponent have in the back? So the opponent is waiting out their timer. Do they come back in with Scrafty, or do they come back in with Ninetales? I'm at the Sludge Wave. I'm baiting with a Hydro Cannon, hoping to get to back-to-back moves. The opponent calls the bait. Holy crap, we don't even make the back-to-back move. So a real misplay from myself. They come back in to the Sableye. I'm going to bank a move on my Beedrill. I'm actually 1 poison jab away. Charm is a 3-turn move, and we're on a 2-turn move. So I completely commit to the farm down. We're looking to get to the back-to-back foul plays. This foul play should be drawing a shield from the opponent. Can we make the second before they reach a move? No, we cannot. The opponent is going to take us out with a Weather Ball. We're 1 poison jab away from the X-scissor. We come in, throw the poison jab, and we die with the move. So to be honest, I'm pretty pissed off how I played that game there. I should have just went for the guaranteed damage of the Sludge Wave, as we could have one-shot the Ninetales with Power Gem. But we all play like a noob sometimes. Moving on into the next battle. We need Shadow Beedrill into Swampert. Not fantastic. We safe switch into Sableye, and they meet us with a Drapion. Once again, this isn't fantastic. We are going to be able to hit for neutral with this Power Gem. It does do decent damage. The opponent is going to have to throw again to take us out. There's no point in me shielding, as this isn't a matchup that we can flip. So now we are still in a tricky spot. I'm going to come in with Swampert and look to go for the very aggressive Mudshot farm down. I am going to tank any one move. The crunch does land. They get the defense shop as well. We do Mudshot down, but we are loaded full of energy. They come in to a Skarmory. Holy crap. This is absolutely not what you want to see. We draw a shield with the Hydro Cannon. I'm going to throw one more Hydro Cannon, and then I'm going to look to switch out into Beedrill to reset my debuff. The opponent comes into Swampert. Not the best play on their part. I could shield this up, but either way, I think to shield Swampert, I'm going to have to look to Mudshot this thing down and leave with a Hydro Cannon. We are going for a Drill Run. We look to go for an undercharge, but I've undercharged it too much. I needed to hit a few more bubbles. You can see that we're not going to be able to Mudshot them down. So again, a misplay on my part. An ambitious play, but that's sometimes what you got to do to get the victory. So we managed to lose that battle. Heartbreak. Moving on into the next battle, we see Beedrill versus Drapion. Not a bad matchup. We are both hitting each other for resisted with our fast moves. However, we can one-shot with a Drill Run. They go for a crunch. Once again, getting the debuff. Holy crap. I am going to bait because X-scissor is neutral. Let's see if the opponent calls the bait. We do draw a shield. The opponent still isn't going to be able to poison sting us down. So I'm just going to sack the Beedrill. Crunch takes us out, and now we can come in with Swampert. This time, I'm going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon as Swampert does win CMP. I'm not willing to burn a shield. I don't want to get debuffed. Once again in this video, they come in to defense Deoxys, so this isn't a bad spot to be in. We sneak an extra. I am going to shield up in case they go for a Psycho Boost and dip. They just go for a Rock Slide. So I'm going to throw this Hydro Cannon here. I'm going to look to sack my Sableye on the next Rock Slide. And let's see if we are successful. Even if they go for a Psycho Boost now, it is resisted. They do throw yet another Rock Slide. And now in the back is a Swampert. So we should be in a pretty good spot here. Foul Play does do big damage to Swampert. You can see it's got them really low. They are almost at back-to-back Hydro Cannons. I am going to burn my shield here as the defense Deoxys is energy dry. I want to get this Swampert into a Mudshot farm down range. The opponent does dump their energy. This is free farm for our Swampert. We're already at the back-to-back moves. So when the Deoxys comes back in, first Hydro Cannon will draw the shield. Second Hydro Cannon will KO. GG's and thanks for playing. So after getting a couple of rough battles, we're back to winning ways. Moving on into the next one. We lead Shadow Beedrill into yet another Scrafty. This is exactly where you want to see it. They switch out into a Galarian Slowbro. Holy crap, that is a spicy pick. We're going to look to get a shield off this Slowbro, which we do with the X-scissor. Now we hard punish them with a Sableye. I am going to tank any one move here. They go for a Sludge Bomb. That is resisted. I'm going to overfarm just a touch and fire off this Foul Play. Foul Play will be knocking out. However, we are in not the best spot, not the worst spot. The Scrafty can come in and completely counter us down. However, we have got shield advantage, so either way, we're not in a bad spot. We are going to throw a Power Gem. Power Gem is the correct move if you are a Shadow Sableye user. It is better DP. You can see we got this Scrafty into the yellow. We are going to shield up a potential Foul Play, as Foul Play would do big damage. They don't bait us, and now they switch out into Talonflame. So we're going to come in with Swampert in the one shield. This will be a victory for Swampert. The only lose con would be allowing a Brave Bird to come through. They go straight for the bird, so I'm just going to take this Talonflame out now. Hydro Cannon does take him out. Back out comes a Scrafty. We are going to burn the opponent's final shield with this Hydro Cannon. The opponent is going to have to throw a Foul Play to take us out, and that is exactly what I imagine the opponent will do here. However, our Beedrill isn't too far off an X-scissor, and X-scissor is going to be enough to take this game. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we lead Shadow Beedrill into Shadow Swampert. You fucking hate to see it. We're going to save switch into our Sableye. The opponent comes in to a Drapion once again. Holy crap, this team is really common. It is a team that I used to reach Legend a few seasons ago, so I don't care if people think FP Sticks made this team. I actually made it 2 seasons before he showcased it. Getting back into this battle, the opponent isn't going to be able to Poison Sting us down, so they are going to shit their pants and throw some energy. We can now come in with the Beedrill, and we should be able to Poison Jab down without taking a move. I don't want to reveal my third Pokemon at this time. We do Poison Sting down, and once again they have Talonflame in the back. Not fantastic. It's not Skarmory, but either way, we are going to school this motherfucker. We're going to catch the Flame Charge on our own Swampert. Back out comes the opposing Swampert. We sneak a Mudshot in, so we're now even on energy. We get an absolute shit ton of lag. Come on, game. Please don't screw me. It is going to be a case of who wins CMP. I am going to throw on CMP this time. We do lose CMP, so I'm going to burn my final shield, and that knowledge is king. Once again, kids, stay in school, learn to count. You already know that I'm thinking I'm going to sack the Beedrill and make the second catch of the video. So I'm counting fast moves. We sack the Beedrill. You absolutely love to see it. The opponent is in a world of trouble. We come back in with our own Swampert. Out comes Talonflame. We've just got to build up to the back-to-back Hydro Cannons. This Hydro Cannon will be taking out Talonflame. Get wrecked, Talonflame. Back out comes Swampert. And despite being pretty hard countered, we managed to pull off this battle. So you can see these were my first battles using the team. We made a few misplays earlier in the video, but we're starting to get into our groove. In the next battle, we see Alolan Sandslash on Shadow Claw in the lead. We are going to go straight for the Hail Mary, and we get a shield from the opponent. So the opponent is building up to back-to-back Ice Punches. This Ice Punch will take out my Beedrill. As they're at back-to-back, there's no point in shielding. We can now come in with Swampert. We sneak a Mudshot. I am going to allow the first Ice Punch to come through. And now I'm going to look to get off this Hydro Cannon. The opponent makes a great catch. They catch the Hydro Cannon on Trevenant. However, we've got a great answer for the tree with our Sableye. This is just a Seed Bomb. I think, to be honest, I probably should have shielded. I choose to call the bait. I'm not sure if that is the correct play, as now our Sableye is getting really low. The Sableye is going to be forced to burn a shield here off the Sandslash, so I suppose it didn't really matter which move I shielded. They're both going to do around the same damage. I think Ice Punch and C-Bomb are pretty similar DPE. We managed to Shadow Claw down the Sandslash, and in the back is a Sableye of their own. So I'm going to get to this foul play. They sneak, so I'm trying to switch out to transfer that move. The game doesn't let me switch, but it actually looks like it did let me switch. But either way, our Sableye has disappeared, so I'm not really sure what happened there. We learned the Hydro Cannon, and it's going to be Mudshot versus Shadow Claw, and there is no winner. We go for a simultaneous KO, so we tie that battle. Moving on into the next battle, we'll leave Beedrill into Azumarill. You love to see it. They save switch into Politoed, so I'm going to look to chip it with an X-scissor and then come in to my Sableye. X-scissor does draw a shield, so we're now going to come in to our Sableye. The opponent is at an Earthquake, but I am going to call that they are going to go for Weather Ball spam. We sneak a Shadow Claw. I'm going to shield this next Weather Ball, and then I'm going to look to overfarm just before they get to the next one and take them out with a foul play. So that Mudshot you see come through would mean that at the next Weather Ball, foul play will be taking out the Politoed, and this is going to be an impossible farm down for the Azumarill. I attempt to throw on CMP to the Ice Beam. Power Gem does do decent damage, and these Shadow Claws are really starting to add up. The opponent looks like they're still going for an ambitious farm down. They aren't going to make it without taking yet another Power Gem. At this stage now, I'm looking to switch out into Beedrill so I don't get farmed down, but the opponent was counting completely wrong. They take us out with a Play Rough on a CMP tile. We come into Beedrill. In the back is a Shiftry. These Poison Jabs are absolutely going to wreck this Shiftry, and this game is over. We completely Poison Jab it down, and the opponent concedes the match. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we see Shadow Walrus in the lead. This is pretty neutral. We can tank one Icicle Sphere, which I am going to do here. X-scissor will hit for big damage against the Walrus. I'm looking to get a denial, and we get the denial, which should mean it is IV dependent. We often make the second X-scissor. Do we make it this time? The opponent looks to snipe with Trevenant, and we come in to Sableye. This is just a Seed Bomb. I am going to shield it up though, and I'm going to look to get off this foul play before they make the next one. This will force the opponent to shield or let it go. They just let it go. Back out comes the Walrus. We're not quite in Icicle Sphere range yet. I've played this matchup so many times. I know my IVs. We do survive. We're looking to get to the foul play. Unfortunately, we don't make it. That is not ideal. So perhaps I should have shielded it up. We are going to come in with Swampert. We are going to tank one Icicle Sphere, and I'm going to look to catch the next Icicle Sphere onto Beedrill. So we're shielded it up. I am counting fast moves. We sack the Beedrill on the next Icicle Sphere, and now I'm going to look to try and Mudshot down this Walrus. Are we able to Mudshot it down? The Walrus is standing strong, and unfortunately we don't make it. So I am showcasing quite a lot of losses in this video. You are going to see these are the battles where I could have played things a bit differently. So if you're going to run this team, learn from my mistakes. Moving on into the next battle, we see Sableye in the lead. Drill Run would do big damage. It is neutral. X-scissor is also neutral. I'm going to shield up a foul play. I am going to go for an X-scissor. We get a denial. Let's see if the opponent is willing to give up a shield. They do not shield the first one. We are going to outpace to this second X-scissor. If this draws a shield, we can come in with our own Sableye and Shadow Claw it down and get ahead on energy. So we are going to soft lose the ones, but we are going to take energy on our own Sableye. The opponent comes into Skarmory, not wanting to get farmed down. I'm looking to go for the extra, and the opponent actually denies me. You hate to see it. We are going to throw one Shadow Claw and this foul play. Foul play will not KO, but it will do big damage to the Skarmory. And now this time I'm going to throw on CMP. So they're now at the Sky Attack. I throw on CMP. This should force the opponent's last shield or KO. It doesn't KO or force the last shield, but they are pretty much in Mudshot farm down range. So I allow Sableye to go down. I'm looking to Mudshot down this Skarmory. The opponent comes back into Sableye. They are not in Mudshot farm down range, so I'm going to have to fire off a Hydro Cannon to take them out. What is in the back? Can Shadow Swampert clean up this game? They've got a Azumarill, so I'm going to fire off this Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave will not KO, but Sludge Wave plus a Hydro Cannon should just about do the job. The opponent is building up to the Play Rough. This Hydro Cannon hopefully KOs. It does not. The opponent looks to undertap, they get farmed down, and we farm down that Skarmory and take that battle. A really close one, but we're going to take the dub. Moving on into the next battle, we see Trevenant in the lead. They say switch into Registeel, so we're going to come in with Swampert. If you're watching the regionals over the weekend, you're going to see everyone shielded up the Focus Blast. Swampert doesn't need to shield up that Focus Blast. We don't even need Earthquake, as 2 Hydro Cannons will be enough to KO, and if the opponent wants to burn shields, that's absolutely fine for me. You can see we would actually win the 0-1 shield if that's what the opponent wants to do, straight Hydro Cannon. So they just allow Reggie to go down. We've got minimal farm on our Swampert, so we're sitting in a great spot. We're going to come back in with Sableye. This is just a Seed Bomb, so I'm not going to shield it up. The opponent will probably look to catch the foul play. Instead, I'm going to catch the Seed Bomb on Beedrill, as the opponent wasn't switching out. Beedrill has a decent matchup here. In the back is a Walrus. So X-scissors do hit for decent damage. There's no point in going for Drill Run. Straight X-scissor is going to be the play. The opponent allows the first one to go through. I am going to shield up pretty much everything at this stage. We should start getting shields from the opponent with these X-scissors. The opponent has 2 shields. I imagine they're going to start burning them now, as they've got hardly any HP on any Pokemon. We get to 1 more X-scissor. This should draw the opponent's final shield, which it does. The opponent is going to throw energy. I'm not going to shield this up, as they are over farming. I'm going to choose to put faith in Sableye closing out this battle. So I am going to shield this up. I'm looking for the swap into Trevenant. As soon as I see Trevenant, I'm going to fire off the foul play. There is Trevenant. Foul play will be taking out the tree, and we should be able to Shadow Claw down the Walrus. Back out comes Walrus. We do Shadow Claw down, and Shadow Sableye cleans up that battle. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we see a dreadful lead against Frostlass. We save switch into Swampert, as it is our soft counter. They come in to Trevenant. We are going straight for the Sludge Wave. The opponent does shield it up, so we've got shield advantage. That's probably the best you can hope for in this battle. We are going to allow Swampert to go down, as obviously they are just going to outpace us to the next Seed Bomb. And now we're going to come back in with Beedrill. I am going to look to shield up the Shadow Ball. They're at the Shadow Ball now, so we are going to shield up. Hope we don't get baited. We do not. I'm going to overfarm just a touch and fire off this X-scissor. X-scissor should be taking out this Trevenant, which it does. They were 1 away from the next Shadow Ball, so Frostlass is going to outpace us, and now it is time for all our chips on Sableye. The opponent didn't want to get hit with a Drill Runs. They threw immediately. In the back is a Meta Chance. This is where energy management is going to be key. A counter does come through, which isn't fantastic. That is as the game is intended. We draw the opponent's final shield. I'm not going to shield up the first Ice Punch. I'm hoping to get to back-to-back foul plays. You can see our health is getting super low. I'm going to shield up this next Ice Punch. Sableye is getting low. Do we make the back-to-back moves? We're at the back-to-back foul play now. This foul play will be taking out Metachan, and then that Frostlass in the back is going to be handled with foul play number 2. So from a bit of a tricky spot, our rank 1 IVs come in absolutely clutch. So those were the battles with my favourite, most busted Great League team. I did go all 5 positive sets on the day, and I've actually never been negative with this team. I decided to showcase some of the battles where I thought I made misplays, because I hope that is a way that you guys can learn. I know a lot of content creators only showcase wins, so I think it's a better learning experience to see where I've made misplays, and perhaps you could have picked up even more victories than I did. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing, leave a comment down below. It'll help me reach a wider audience on YouTube. If you want your battles featured on the channel, link to the submission form is in the description down below. And I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.